Hey guys, Coach Kimmy here. So today we are going to teach you how do we do great highlights on a blonde. Right, so when she first came, she really had, I want to say, calico cat hair. It was kind of like she had her own dark hair, plus it was like very warm. She had a lot of orange and brass in there because I guess whoever had done it before kind of didn't know how to really get her blonder. And this is the thing, she really has thick, coarse hair, so sometimes people could think of that as being like, oh, her hair is so damaged, her hair is so dry. That's not true. When you have a thick cuticle, sometimes it has a natural little frizz to it. So you want to be careful of scaring people when you're going to highlight their hair, to be like, you know, some people are like, oh, you can't get it that light, your hair will break off. That's not true. And there's always insurance that you can do, just so you know, when you're going to put something in the lightener. And that's my secret, so stay tuned because you're going to find out what my secret is. Any lightener that I use, I always put it in. It's definitely great insurance for hair, and that's what we did for her. When we first did her hair, we put that special insurance in the lightener so that we could get her this blonde. All right, and now and trust me, this is a year. September 7th will be a year that we started with her, but I'm gonna find the picture when we first started her to see what it looks like. So some of these pieces are still from the ends, and I'm not gonna go over them again because once you go over highlighted hair, you're done. You don't gotta keep going over it. Not that you couldn't refresh it a little bit if I wanted to, but she's okay with that and I'm okay with that because she already has a little bit of a natural frizz to her hair because it has a thick cuticle in it. Now each piece of hair, okay, which you guys should know, has like 7 to like 13 layers of cuticle. Now this is the thing, I have a customer who has super thin hair, but guess what? She has 13 layers of cuticle. I have to use 40 volume with lightener on her, even though her hair is super thin. But my customer here, her hair is thick, you know, and it has a thick cuticle as well. So it does take a little time to lift. So I will use a lightener, a really good lightener. Now listen, that's a big one too. You need to know your products that you're using in your salon. You need healthy, good products. Yes, and I still even put the insurance in there, even though I use super good, healthy products for lightening hair, because you want the hair to be in the best integrity. That's the bottom line. You always want to be thinking, what can I use to make their hair the best that it could possibly be? Always memorize that thought. What can I use to make her hair as best as possibly could be? So the other thing is, she showed me a picture already. The consultation is the most important thing. I already did the consultation with her, and basically I'm just going to show you a quick overview of what I'm doing. You need to think of the pattern that I'm going to use. So in my brain, I'm going to do like a half a head, making it look like a full head, so that I already have the pattern in my brain. And because she's starting to want a little bit of softness in there too, she's still going to be super blonde, but she wants some lowlights in there. And lowlights are pieces that are a little darker. Highlights are light blonde and lowlights are darker. So anytime you hear a low light, just so you know, we're going to add like a soft light brown in her hair with the highlights. And I'll probably do a pattern. And sometimes when I'm in it and I'm looking at her hair before, because you really want to see like, okay, what was the pattern? Now listen, this was colored right here. If you see, we colored her one time. We broke her base one time as well to see what she would like better. Now when you break somebody's base, she hasn't been here in how long has it been? Like 3 months. So here's her new growth. Here's the last thing that we did, which, okay, now this is really important. Okay, this is going to be the most important thing for you to listen to before you do anything. Now this is colored hair already. Now we did do a permanent color, and then one time we did her, the last time we actually did a break the base, and we just did a shade lighter. Now that's a color that we put with 20 volume for 5 minutes only. So it has a high ammonia in it, but it's only 5 minutes, so it just bumps up her natural, so it's not dark. That's it. And then so her natural gray will still pierced through because it doesn't color gray, because I'm not leaving it on for 35-40 minutes. I'm doing it for 5 minutes to bump her base. That's it. So it really did come out a pretty cool color. So we're going to figure out what she wants. Does she want just her natural color now to be highlighted? Where to me, I wouldn't, because I feel like it's too It's not warm, it's cool. It's too cool of a color, like ashy, right? So it depends. Like for me, I need warm. If I have ash on my skin tone, it's not good. But she's actually neutral, so we could do either or with her. She's good with gold and she's good with warm, with cool, like silver. Gold is warm, silver is cool. Just so you know, so you could always take a piece of aluminum foil and put it to their face and see what their skin tone, or put it around them here and see what their skin tone looks like. So that's where I just want to start there. The other thing is this, her natural color is going to take quicker than the colored hair, if it was permanent color actually. So really right now I could actually do her natural color and that, and it should come out pretty much the same, because it's only a little more, and it's not a box dye, or it's not a color that's been on for 30-35 minutes. It's been on 5 minutes, it's shifted the base already, so it'll be very easy to lighten. Now had I done, which I had colored her a while back to see, should we do a level 7 or a level 8? A level 8, you tell me what a level 8 will do. Now she doesn't want a lot of warm, right? Then she doesn't want brass. So level 7 is really your sweet spot for a, like I want to say, a light brown with beautiful blonde highlights. That's what I am. I'm at between a 7 and an 8. Sometimes I do a 7 in the winter, and then I'll do a 7 and an 8 in the fall, and then I usually do an 8 in the summer because I want to be a little brighter. Okay, so for her, it's the end of the summer. You know, now we're thinking, okay, it's going to start getting to fall, and she wants some low lights. So I'll stick with a level 7, break the base as well. And that's it. I really don't want, unless she just doesn't, unless she wants me just to do her natural color, but it's always nice just to have a little tiny bump in there, but 8 will make it too gold. We still want it to have a little warm, but not too much, right? So there's your balance that you're thinking. And this is so good to remember. Knowledge is power. Thinking is your superpower. Okay, so you really want to be thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to use? Why am I going to use it? Now we have balayage lighteners that, you know, I need something with some power because she has 13 layers of cuticle in her hair. It's pretty strong. So I need, my first thing is two-toe. Two-toe lightener is so powerful. It is so good. When we got that two-toe, I thought, oh my gosh, we were able to make like really dark black hair to make it pretty, really blonde, which was like so incredible, and not at a great cost to the hair. It still kept the hair in great integrity, but we still use our insurance in there regardless, so we know that it's going to be great. So that has been one of our favorite lighteners for people that have difficult hair because it has too thick of a cuticle. So that's what we're doing, and I am going to do the pattern on her that I want to show you. Now for a half a head, there's a mohawk pattern, vertical patterns that you just do straight up and down, or brick. I want to do her back brick, and then I'm going to do her sides vertical. Yeah, like a horizontal vertical. They're kind of like not full vertical and not fully straight, because this is horizontal, this is vertical, this is in the middle of those two. Okay, so that's how I'm going to do her hair, and I just want to show you the different kind of highlights and the baby lights that I can do, right? So I can do little tiny pieces, or I could do a regular highlight, or baby lights that are so fine that makes it look like natural from the sun, or I could do pieces so you can see them individually. And then you have 4 pieces, you have 3 pieces, a chunk, 1, 2, 3, or you could do 2, 1, 2, or a slice. It's just one straight line across. That's your slice. And then this is how I put things together. A bold chunky highlight. If somebody really wants a thick chunky highlight, here I got 1, 2, 3, 4 thin little slices with a little weave in front, and then a piece of 4 in the bottom. Now this is a different pattern. I use this one a lot, baby lights on the top, but I do the 5 pieces first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I do a direct piece right behind it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus a little baby light in the front. Okay, so that's different patterns that you can use on, so it's different highlights on the pattern that you're going to use. So yes, I am absolutely going to teach you the full system. So stay tuned, because you'll love to learn how do you know what patterns to use and how do you know what it's going to look like. So stay tuned. All right, here we go. Here's the two-toe. Two-toe. All right, so this is my back room. Let me just show you. This is our color room, right? All right, so here is our different color lines. All right, and then I have the tones that are in there. We do Mask and we have Wella. We also have Italy, and I want to show you a little secret. These ones are so great, this new one that we got, because it has behind there how much blue, how much red, how much yellow. Now everything is based off of the primary colors. So this is really just a great way to look and see, like when you want to do somebody's low light or color, how to do that. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use two-toe. It's blue and it really lifts and it has a lot of power. Right, I'm using two-toe, right, and that's what that looks like, but I also love to put this in there, and this is Wella Free Lights because it has a clay lightener, so it makes it mix so much nicer. I love using this with it, marrying them together. And then we're going to use 40, and I'm going to start her back first. I'm going to use my insurance in there. This is my favorite. Put it in. And I want it creamy, but not to drop because I don't want it to bleed. If you leave this too loose, it'll bleed and it could go and make spots on their hair. So make sure you mix this correctly. Okay, so this is what I'm going to use, and I want to show you why. Actually, I'll put this over here. Okay, 7 is like really more of her natural color that she wants. She likes that depth in there, but this one is a little bit of warm, and then this one's just a little lighter, just so it's not too dark because she's so blonde right now. I don't want her like be in shock and have like, I don't want like little skinny dark little spaghetti pieces in there. Do you understand? I want it to be soft and natural, so I'm going to add some 8. Now let me show you. This is too ashy. This is the 7-0. This is the 8-7-3. So, and this is the one that I really want. So I'm just going to add clear to this one to make it an 8 because I don't have the 8. But I like this warmth with this. It'll be perfect. This is a little too dark, but this way we'll add a little of that in there. It'll be a perfect blend. And again, I'm going to use like 25 of this, 25 of that, and I'm going to use about 15 of this. That's it. And I'll double the peroxide to make a low light. Stay tuned. All right, so these are different highlighting combs that you can use. This one's like for a bigger chunk. This one's for smaller, medium actually, and then this one is for really small. See this one? This is like baby lights. And then this is my favorite comb of all, and I just make my own lights. Here we go. Now the pattern that I want to use, right? We're going to take that pattern out. I want to use a brick. Well, first let's just take the side hair out of the way. Let's get that like out of the way. Always think about what you're doing, why you're doing it, and this way it'll just make it so much easier to just focus on the back only. Okay, now I'm going to start down here. And this is the other reason why you start in the back, because this way you can rinse this out while this is still taking. It's really hard if you did the front first and then that was done and then you had this, because I'm using 40 volume because her hair is stubborn and it takes some time. So I'm taking a piece there. So I want to do the back first, have it so I could keep taking piece after piece out to make sure it's all taking evenly and good. And basically I'll just keep doing a brick. I need better clips, hold on. I want this to be a pretty nice strong piece because then I'm going to do a low light in there. Make sure everything's nice and close to you. Get it on there. Don't go straight to the root because you don't want that to bleed anyway. But you're like really close. It looks like you're on the root. Don't go past that though, because you don't want it to, get on that scalp. All right, so I'm taking these pieces out. You look underneath. I'm just bringing down some of the pieces that. Now you could also put conditioner on this hair if you wanted to, or you just fold it up. We've conditioned her hair, and she's really good at her own hair. Putting great conditioner on there. fold it up. Make sure you don't have no pieces sticking out because we will break the basin a little bit. All right, I'm gonna do a low light in here of the opposite pieces that were in there. This is going to be the soft light brown piece. Now make it different too. Okay, so I'm going to make this one smaller because I don't want it to be exactly the same as the other one. Now I'm going to take it this way because I really want some pieces here. And I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do not touch the old blonde. Just get as close as you can to it. Good. Just have to get that a little bit more right there. I'm going to do the other same on the other side right here. Got the same amount out. Now look, see how I did that right there? So you always need a towel too with you when you're doing it. And I had a towel. All right, so you see that right there? It's just too much. So just take a comb and just get it off. Make sure you have a wet towel all the time. Otherwise everything is good. And let's just say you do get too close, you could always put another foil behind that if you had to. And you're going to look at it. Look at what needs to be pulled up that's blonde that you do not want to go over. And this is all brown. Now I want to get those little pieces that she had, just like I did on the other side. Always think about what you did on the other side. This is going to be the low light. And the low light I'm just always going to make just soft and little pieces. And I always know which one's my low light and which one's my highlight. Now I'm going to take it this way. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. Right now I made sure they're both even on both sides. Now we just want to take a little piece right here. This is the brick on top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just a little bit of blonde. Now just so you know, she's going to have a piece there and a piece there. Actually, I just want one more piece. Now the other pieces I'm going to take are going to just be brown going all the way down. Now another way you could do this, if you wanted to do different color foils, you could totally do this. And just have the low light in a different color foil so you know which is which. Okay, and this is I'm going to highlight. All right, now we're going to go to the next section. We're going to go up vertical. No, it's diagonal. That's what I was trying to figure out. Yes, diagonal. Diagonal sections. And always make sure you remix your lightener if it starts to swell a little bit. Just get it nice and creamy and nice and smooth and back so it's like really easy to apply. Let's say I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 3, 4, 5. Here we go. And look, you can always pick, like, if there's like little tiny pieces in there out, but they're not enough because I'm going to have a brown piece right behind this. And make sure you get this end in. Get this end in, right? Even if you have to twirl it a little bit, or if you want to get conditioner, you can kind of hold it. It's being a little stubborn, that piece. Okay, there we go. Got it in. And then I'm just going to take a piece out, and then I'm going to do a slice. I want like a bright piece back here, just a thin little slice like this. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm going to follow the pattern somewhat that's there. I'm going to do like 2 pieces. Okay, so it's like going to be a 1, 2. Just lift it up too, just to make sure. You see how those pieces? You just got to make sure you get underneath it too. Or you spread it apart right there so you really grab it. Ta-da! The drum roll, let me tell you, absolutely outstanding. It came out so good. Highlights and lowlights. Oh my gosh, it looks so beautiful. I love the different colors that are really natural looking. I didn't have to break her base, and let me tell you why. So that's why you need to use your thinking mind when you're doing hair. I didn't have to because even though her root is ashy, but I put a little bit of a warm in her low light, so it really matched super good with her own hair. And that put the little bit of warm in her hair, because you don't want hair brassy and you don't want it too warm. You want it just the right neutral color. So that really did good. So I feel like even her low light, break the base, she doesn't need to do. So now you're gonna see it all blown out, so you can really see how nice that took. And the natural, like, it's gonna look very soft and natural with her own color and less maintenance, and it's gonna just be a super beautiful pattern that you could duplicate. And remember, you're gonna get these pieces of paper, and when somebody comes in, and you know, I did brick back, right? You guys got to see, I did like 3 and then 3, and then I did the same thing all the way up, the whole thing. And then on the sides, I did it diagonal. I did vertical diagonal, it's called. So I did 1 slice, and then a little weave of the brown, and then a little weave of the blonde. And I just kind of did just a few there, a few on the other side, and then I did the top. And the top, I did the same thing. I did a slice actually on the top, so it's a little bit different because I did do a slice, but a little weave, and then I did a brown weave with the low light, and then I did another weave of blonde. So I made it very soft, and I took about a size of a finger, and it was probably about 2 fingers. It wasn't maybe that big, maybe a pinky and a finger was the next section that I took, so I didn't do too many. And another great thing about her hair, she's naturally has gray in there. Gray is such a benefit for dark hair because it makes hair look lighter. So that's another really great blessing about gray hair. So I'm super excited to blow dry this. I did this great stuff. Okay, because she said to me, Kimmy, the last time you blew out my hair, it was freaking awesome, and I wanted to leave it, but I didn't know what you did. It was so soft. I use this by Davines. It's called Keratin Sealer, Nourishing Keratin Sealer. So good, because it just softens all the hair. It's not a real keratin, but it really makes the hair like that. So we just put it in. I'm going to do a rough dry, and then I'm going to blow dry it. And so stay tuned. You get to see the results. All right, the drum roll. We are so happy with these results. It came out so stunningly beautiful. I mean, A++. Like, she's like, Kimmy, this is the best you've ever done my hair. And listen, it's been a journey for us. Remember, it was pretty like brassy when I first met her, and because she had such a thick cuticle in that hair, but we put that magic stuff in there, and then I blow dried her, a rough dry, and look at this baby. Is just, it is satiny, silky, just runs right through. Oh my God, how happy are you? Just beautiful. Look how pretty. So pretty. And this is her other side. Look how nice, right? Oh my God, gorgeous. And we'll just do some extra pictures of her too. And then when I blow dried, I want to just show you, I took it and I went forward and then under. That's how I got that beautiful, pretty feathers. All right, guys, super excited. I can't wait for you guys to learn my highlighting pattern course. All right, I'll talk to you soon. God bless. All right, guys, so these are the highlighting patterns, right, that you get to be able to see, and I could put these on in the description so that you can download them, but you can see the different patterns that you can do on a head, right? I know the light is kind of in the way of seeing them a little bit better, but I'll put them up so you can see them better without the light hitting it. So here's a pattern that you can do, here's a pattern that you can do, and I have like clear papers of these, so it has like 5 parts of the head that you can use as a cheat sheet when you do highlights on people. So you could do diagonal sections, you could do the front, like what you're going to do there, a fast 5 or a face framing 7. Like, there's different ways that you could do. You could do 13 well-placed foils on hair. But at least you get to see how you're going to do it. It's always good to put a blueprint to a highlighted hair, right? Like, so my hair has a blueprint to it, and it's so cool because that's like building a house, right? So this will be your blueprint of like what foil to use. Are you going to use a baby light? You're going to use a big baby light? Or going to use a highlight? Or going to use a 5-piece highlight, 4-piece, 2-piece, 3-piece, or a 1-piece, a slice, right? And so it's so important to learn how to put those patterns together. Like, so this is the pattern, and then it's what highlight you're going to do on the pattern, and you figure out which pattern would work best for the head that you're going to do. And there's other patterns too. There's a herringbone pattern that you could do, like half through the whole back of the head. You know, there's lots of different ways, but I just want to show you my system and my way, and I love doing highlights. It's super easy peasy. So I think it'd be very easy for you too to learn a pattern. So just, you know, I'll put the things below so that you can print them out, and to print out just 5 head shapes that you get to put what you want to do. And this is the key. After you're done doing that pattern and that whole entire head, you blueprint it out first, then take a picture of it after it's done. And then you have the picture that goes with the pattern. So when somebody new comes in, you're like, oh, I did this great highlight on this woman. It was awesome. And here, this is what I did. You're going to know exactly what to do. Do you understand? And listen, the truth is, patterns make speed. Listen, if you want to make more money and you want to be a better hairstylist, become a pro. Learn the patterns that will get you to where you want to go. You can make 6 figures, 7 figures as a hairstylist. How awesome is that? You know, I feel like Hairstyling is the greatest gift ever because people could work 40 hours a week and not make as much money as a hairstylist makes. So I just want you to know, when people think hairstyling aren't a big deal, listen, when COVID happened, we were the biggest deal. People were freaking out not being able to get their hair done. Listen, your hair is your crown. It makes you feel better when you look better. So stay tuned for this highlight pattern and all these fun things that we're going to help you become the best hairstylist, best rising star, or best salon owner, because you want your girls to learn how to do great highlights. This way, you don't have to worry about it, right? It's hard sometimes when you're a salon owner and then you got to teach everybody everything and you got to do your own work. So that's why I'm here. This is Coach Kimmy. I hope you enjoy these tips and tricks, and you could look at the links below. And don't forget to subscribe and share the love. If you know there's other hairdressers struggling and they really need help to learn how to become better and more professional, just send it to them. Anyway, thank you so much and have a great day.